Bullet journalers, assemble! That's right, this month's theme will be superhero inspired, featuring some bits and pieces from Marvel's Best and Brightest, including the members of the Guardians, as well as Captain America and Tony Stark. I used that super cool Avengers logo as the inspiration behind my title page. As always, I'm just using my Crayola Supertip markers to fill in everything and using just a nice bright blue that closely matches what they use in the logo on the movies. On the next page, I wanted to draw out Star-Lord's Awesome Mixtape Volume 1. It was such a fun thing to draw and really easy with the help of the dots on my bullet journal. And it's just a little bit nostalgic since I'm a 90s child and I grew up with mixtapes before there even was CDs to use. I outlined everything first with my Fineliner, and then I went in with a colored Micron pen in a dark blue to write out the title. It wasn't really enough contrast to tell, but up close you can tell that it's the blue like you see on the pictures from the movie. Then to make those lines I used a Mildliner and used some Crayola Supertips to fill in the rest of the colors. Except for where I used a Fudeneske brush pen just because it is one of the blackest markers that I have and was really flexible on the tip of the brush to get into some of the corners on this illustration. It was surprisingly easy to draw and I'm obsessed with the way it turned out. I think I sent way too many pictures to all of my friends when it turned out. To continue the mixtape theme on the calendar page, I ran little lines across each page to look like I had pulled the tape out of the tape itself. And you have to use your imagination a little bit, but I did like the way that it turned out with the dark contrasting the light of where all the calendar space went. And it was just a really good way to break up the lines for the month and put some contrast on that page. At the top, I used that same blue pen to mark out the days of the week and separate each day in a Avenger-ish type font. The habit tracker was the most fun page that I think I've ever drawn. On the top left, I just did the shield from Captain America, and then I went a little bit more comic-y and did some speech bubbles and sound effect bubbles, as well as a few doodles from my favorite characters like Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. As for what I'm tracking, I've gotten rid of the sleep tracker that I've been using for the last few months because I found it's not super helpful, and I'm just doing the gratitude and habit trackers as well as an extra line to kind of track my mood for the month and see how I like that. Instead of filling it in with different colors, I can just write a couple words about what the mood is. These thought bubbles just turned out super cute, and they were a great way to add a splash of color, and they were so incredibly easy to draw that anyone could do it just to get something interesting out on a page. This whole theme in general was really, really easy to draw, which was kind of refreshing since my theme from last month was a little bit intensive with all the little turtles and all their little details. I again just used the Crayola markers to fill everything in, and I also used the zebra Mildliners to give a few different pops of color. On to the weekly spread. I tried to spice everything up a little bit because I'm still using that same time allotted outline for each day. So I did break up the edges to make it look kind of like those sound bubbles from the previous page, and that just gave it a little bit more oomph when I filled it in with markers. And I don't know if you guys enjoy this, but I really like writing on where the marker was because it makes the paper's texture just a little different. And here is the final spread.